Join us every Sunday for an episode of the Digital Business Forum
at 2 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. MST, 5 p.m. EST, and 10 p.m. GMT.
This forum will feature successful, experienced digital business owners with inspiring information to help you make that informed decision about starting your own digital business. By starting your own online business, you will have more free time to take control of your life, create generational wealth, retire early, and make money from anywhere in the world with just your laptop, phone, and internet. If this resonates with you, don't miss this Sunday. Digital Business Forum. Be informed, be inspired.
Hello. Welcome to yet another episode of the Digital Business Forum. My name is David. I'm an advisor on cybersecurity and a digital business entrepreneur. Tonight, we're hosting this show with my co-hosts Dorothy and Juliet. For those that are watching us for the very first time, you'll get an opportunity to hear from them. They'll introduce themselves to you. And we have something to unwrap today. Today's topic, is your job really secure? Are you secure on your job moving forward? Okay, and what can you do about this? Okay, so we'll have Dorothy come in to introduce herself, and then we'll have Julie. Dorothy, we can't hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Sorry, forgive my voice. Hey, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're watching us from. If it's your first time to see me, my name is Dorothy, originally from Uganda, currently in the United States, a proud digital business coach globally, and an entrepreneur and a mother. That's a little bit about me, and back to you, David.
Thank you, Dorothy. Can we have Julie introduce herself? Julie?
Thank you so much. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching us from the globe. For those who are seeing me the first time, my name is Nakandi Juliet. I'm also originally from Uganda. I'm a mother. I'm a proud digital entrepreneur. I reside here in California, USA. I'm professionally, I'm a certified public accountant. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Juliet, for that brief and concise introduction. Now, tonight's topic is real and personal. Is your job really secure with layoffs, AI, and rising costs? We're asking an honest question. What's your backup plan if your paycheck disappears? Okay. So now, the quick question here is for everybody that is watching us out there. If you lost your job today, how long could you survive on your savings? We're not here to scare you, but to help you come up with some kind of a backup plan or think about developing a backup plan. Now, the economy is unpredictable. The good jobs are also not guaranteed. Now, the goal is in preparation and not panic. I'd like to bring in Dorothy to discuss, some of the options or some of the ways that you can look at this and build some kind of backup plan for yourself and not entirely depend on what you call a job. Thank you. Dorothy.
All right. Thank you so much, David. Actually, thank you for this opportunity. To our viewers out there, good morning once again, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. And today I'm going to talk about something most of us, we were taught while growing up. And this is the biggest, some of people are calling it a biggest lie, but I'm not going to call it a biggest lie because that's the exactly path I had to take before me, becoming an entrepreneur. That's what we were taught. Go to school, get good grades, find a job, find a good job, work hard for 30, 20, 30, 40 years. retire safely. That's what we were taught since we are young. Just get good grades, find a good job, then work your 20, 30, 40 years. You will retire safely. But let me ask you something. If jobs are secure, why do companies lay off thousands of employees overnight? And look at companies, let's say Google, Amazon, Meta. These are billion-dollar companies. Yet even they have laid off highly educated, experienced professions. So you need to think about, what if you're among of those people receiving an email, thank you for your service, but this is going to be your last day. So if a billionaire-dollar company can wake up one morning and say, we appreciate your service, but today is your last day, then what exactly is secure? So once you sit down and start to think about those kind of things, you will get to understand what we are discussing here today. A job is not security. Unfortunately, most people, that's what they think. But the real truth, a job is a contract. This is a contract where you need to trade in time, trade in your skill and your energy for a paycheck. So, and the moment the company decides to restructure, to cut costs, to automate, to, let's say, outsource, that's when you're going to realize that security disappears. That's the reality. I always tell people that is where the reality starts to kicks in. And when you think about it otherwise, let's say, so what is real secure? You will find out that the real security is about skill security. And when we talk about that, this is where you're having a skill that produces income anywhere. It doesn't have any limit, right? And having knowledge that cannot be laid off. You might be with your knowledge, but they might lay you off. But if you use that knowledge wisely and create something for yourself, nobody can fire you, nobody can lay you off. So having the ability to create value without depending on an employer, that's what skill means. Being a nurse, before when I was a nurse, my security, it doesn't mean that I have to be in the hospital. Can I use the skills of being a nurse and create something whereby I don't have to depend on the employer? So that's a skill. And because when you have skills, you are not stuck. You can start a business, you can work remotely, you can freelance, you can consult, build, let's say, more stream of incomes. Let me put it that way. And no one can send you an email to terminate your potential. Impossible. Nobody can do that, because you are the one having all that control. This is where you have the control of almost everything around you, because you have the skill. Instead of asking, how do I find a secure job? You need to change the narrative and start asking, how do I build secure skills? Because at the end of the day, you need to understand, instead of saying, I work for a company, now you need to start saying, let's say, I'm building my income capacity, whereby it has no limitations. And because when you increase your capacity, you increase your control. A lot of people, oh, I don't have control for my life. I have no control for my schedule. I'm working tirelessly, long hours. It's because you are working for a company. You're not building income capacity, whereby whenever that income capacity increases, at the end of the day, you're increasing the control living life on your own terms, traveling whenever you need. So you have these things in place. And that's where you will find out that a job can pay you bills, but skills can build your freedom. So it doesn't matter what academic qualifications we have, because we came way from Africa coming into the diaspora. We went to school, we graduated, we worked, we came with some experience. But why is it that most of immigrants are still living paycheck to paycheck, working long hours, no time with our families? Simply because we are focusing on paying bills. We are not focusing on building the freedom we came for. So a job can give you comfort, but skills can give you options. And in today's economy, options are the real security. If you're there without an option, trust me. So now, what I've just shared here, if this message challenged you, good. Growth always starts with discomfort. And this is where it's time to stop chasing security and start building capacity. Thank you. Back to you, David.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dorothy, for that discussion. You opened it up so nicely, showing our viewers what kind of challenges they can face, regardless of decent education and having a good job. There's no really a guarantee. But by developing those skills that you can eventually apply and build some kind of a livelihood, that also matters. So here we are trying to show you that one job is one point of failure, and having that one job or multiple jobs does not really guarantee you that, and you need some kind of a safety net. And in building a safety net, we are telling you to leverage the digital technologies. I would like to bring in Julie. Julie, I would like you to come in and share or unpack whatever you prepared for viewers today, so that we can move on with this topic. Thank you.
Thank you so much, David, and also the precise presenter Dorothy for that wonderful presentation. I really like the topic today. Is your job really secure? I think that's what the question everyone would ask in this century, right? But let's clear up something up. Online business is not a get-rich scheme, okay? It's not even passive from day one. Let me tell you, it's not even magic. Online business is that skill you will learn. It's that system you will build. And it's leverage you create using the internet. Of course, using digital technologies and online platforms. Now, where is everything coming up? A job is not getting paid every time, every day, every month. A job take it like getting paid to carry water every day, right? Now, with an online business, you're like building a wall. One pays you today, and of course, the other feeds you long term. Now, let's look at the 3 things that we shouldn't even ignore. Online business. I look at it as a digital asset, and assets are the returns on investments, right? So you build it alongside your job. It gives you options and flexibility. Skills are learned and transferred everywhere. That's why the geography is not limited. You can do it across the globe, whether you are in Europe, whether you're in Canada, you're in US, in Africa, in UK, right? Because of the online business. Unlike the job where you're stationed. Now, let's give it a bit like this. Who is this particularly for? I feel like this online business is for people who want to control over their future, not people looking for shortcuts. And I always tell people, if you're looking for a get-rich scheme or money quick, this is not particularly for you. Maybe you have to look for somewhere else. This is usually for people who want to learn, who want to invest time, and of course, be consistent even when the results aren't constant. So this is not for people who want everything free, everything fast, and everything easy. No. At least if you are able to put in 1 hour or 2 hours a day, that's enough to start. The issue is to start. You're mentable, you're coachable, and that's the best that we have on this online space. At least there are those two minimum people, a coach and a mentor, and the global community that's trying to make sure you succeed every single day and your journey throughout this journey. Okay? Now, serious opportunities usually have a starting cost because most of the time people are always like, is it free of charge? Of course, under the globe, there's nothing free as long as you're going to get those figures coming. I mean, the income for figure, 5 figure, 6 figures. You can't start with zero investment, right? So everything serious starts in life comes up with something for you to learn, time, money, or both. So invest in yourself, create something that is passive, and your future will always thank you later. Over to you, David.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Julie, for your submission. Very interesting points you made over there. Yes, just as you put it, we're not trying to get you to quit your job. You don't necessarily have to quit your job because, like Julie said, this is not a get, and everybody that goes online will tell you this. These are not get rich quick schemes. If you're actually developing something that is sustainable, you got to build it. Okay. So, yeah, you can keep your job, but find yourself a model that you can learn. Okay. Plug into a proven system, work evening or weekends, get a few hours towards this and build it from ground up slowly. Okay. It's part of it is actually building a skill because the people that are tech savvy and the people that are just coachable and mentable. So it means you don't necessarily have to be tech savvy. If you're coachable and mentable, yes, you can take advantage of these opportunities online and build it as a skill. I would like to bring in Dorothy. Dorothy, could you kindly come in and make a comment or help our viewers, see what it is that they could actually benefit from, or where they can start on building themselves an online business. Thank you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Oh yes, we can.
All right, so where do you tell me to talk about? You want me to talk about how do they start?
Yeah, how and when can they start?
How and when can they start? Lots. That's a big one, though. But when it comes to how and when are you supposed to start your own business? Let's say it's not even about digital, but your own. It's when you realize that your own degree is burning you out. Like burning out. I remember when I was a nurse still back home, well, I practiced it for short term because this is where I realized that my body is going to demand retiring before retirement age. And when it comes to the burnout, there is no negotiation there. Once the body says, yes, it's time for me to rest, there is no negotiation. And this is where I used to work night. When you're in the nursing field, you all know you don't have option. However much you love to work on weekdays, there's schedule will come out where by all means we need you on a shift at least 2-3 days a week. But I realized that the burnout started to knock on my door before even my retirement age. I'm like, okay, if I'm going to continue this kind of life the next 30 to 40 years, as we were taught to get my retirement, am I sure that I'm going to reach there? How sure, I'm going to reach there? That's the reality for me. I'm just giving an example because everybody, they have different ideas on when that reality is kicking on their door. But mine, that's when it kicked in. And that's when I am like, okay, let me even get another job. I did the safety environment officer, and then come in, and I'm like, okay, let me try to get something. Okay, if I'm to leave my country, let me go get a bigger currency than to United States. But I found in it's the same thing apart from the currency I'm getting. So that's when I realized, okay, it's time for me to do things differently, and I started my own business. So when are you going? When will you start the business? Once that change knocks in. However, it's better not to wait for that change, because once change is coming in, it's like labor. You know, ladies, when we go to labor, if it's time for a baby to come out, no negotiation. If it needs to go theater, if the option, you're going to go there right away, right? So it's the same thing when change starts to knock on your door. So don't wait for change. Don't wait change to come and force you to do things. Start it while you still have that breathing space. So I believe I explained that when. And now, how do you start? We all start by our main biggest why. What are you looking for? Are you looking to get freedom? Are you looking to live life on your own terms? Are you looking to build generational wealth? So when it comes to build generational wealth, or when it comes to live life on your own terms, well, I cannot wake up and start a traditional business where it will let you be physically in a place for you to earn. You end up leveraging on digital technologies. So now this is where the why comes in, that, well, how do you start? Before you think of how do you start, think of what is your destination, what is forcing you to start it. Once you get to understand that, trust me, you can't go wrong. On my journey, I've ever did financial literacy, the Amazon, the FBI, the FBA. I've ever done the drop shipping. So I was on a journey until I landed on this opportunity. So when it comes to how, when you describe your destination, your vision, then it will drop you where you're supposed to start from. So when it comes to our business, if you're looking to build generational wealth, living life on your own terms, basically having that freedom, then the way you start, you just have to go to our description. You will find a website link wherever you are watching us from. Just type in your name and email address. Once you click on it, type in your name and email address. Watch that 20 minutes information session. It explains what you need for you to start. If you still have any question, you can have one-on-one, book a call, and then we will guide you step by step on how to start. So the rest will be history. I started my journey 3.5 years ago, and trust me, I always sit down and I thank the Dorothy of 2022, because if it wasn't her, you would have not even been seeing me here. I would have not achieved what I achieved in just 3 years when I started this business. So, David, I believe that is it for me when it comes to the why and how.
All right. Thank you so much, Dorothy. Thank you for your submission. Maybe as a recap, we're saying that your job security is fragile. So income security comes from skills and systems. Okay. So if you're out there and you're curious about building a safety net, comment info or message us, and we'll share we'll share a link or some kind of website for you to go and unlock an information session so you can understand it a little better and find out whether this is something you're cut out to do. And if you feel comfortable, then we can move on from there. Julie, do you have anything you'd like to say before we wind up today's topic? You're muted, Julie.
Oh, sorry about that. I'll tell our audience that let them not look at money as the priority. So your first win should not be money. Your confidence and skills should be. We are not trying to tell you to escape your job. No, we are just trying to stop being trapped by one income. So you don't need to quit your job today. You just need to stop letting it be your only option. Okay? So like David says, if you're curious, just go into anywhere you're watching us from, putting you're ready, you're interested, then we shall be able to guide you on a step-by-step process on how you can leverage on these online platforms to be someone better than relying on one source of income. That's what I wanted to add on, Mr. David.
Thank you so much, Julie. Wherever you're watching us, next time, look out for an episode on how long it takes you to actually start making money online. With those few words, I would like to thank you for having joined us tonight through this discussion. And we hope to see you again next weekend around the same time, 2 o'clock PST, 5 o'clock Eastern Time, 10 o'clock GMT. Until next time, bye-bye.
Join us every Sunday for an episode of the Digital Business Forum
at 2 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. MST, 5 p.m. EST, and 10 p.m. GMT.
This forum will feature successful, experienced digital business owners with inspiring information to help you make that informed decision about starting your own digital business. By starting your own online business, you will have more free time to take control of your life, create generational wealth, retire early, and make money from anywhere in the world with just your laptop, phone, and internet. If this resonates with you, don't miss this Sunday. Digital Business Forum. Be informed, be inspired.